I believe, and not a lot of cloud cover. Must mean we're not going to expect any kind of rainfall. In fact, it's going to be pretty warmish this weekend, Matt.
Nothing to block the sun's rays. They're not much. You see maybe one cloud out there. That's pretty much it. More warm weather into this weekend. But a week from now, when we're standing here, Friday in October, our first October Friday, this is what the weather map's going to look like. We're going to have a cold front that's already blasted through Arkansas and Oklahoma. In fact, it's going to be sitting just south of New Orleans. It's going to go all the way towards the Gulf Coast. This light blue color shows you places where we're going to have some highs in the 70s. You go to this kind of royal blue color, highs in the 60s, not too far away from many of us, and then highs in the 50s, highs in the 40s. This is our first real fall front that's going to be pushing on through. It's going to feel a lot cooler out there as we get to the end of next week. But until then, we've got some warm days ahead of us. This evening, it's mild. We've got a lot of football games going on. Our sports crew is getting ready to head out to a lot of those here very shortly. We'll be in the 80s, falling to the 70s, so they're all going to start warm. But I tell you what, after halftime for many of these games, or maybe you're just getting maybe dinner with your family, sitting out on the patio this evening, not bad. Once the sun sets, it starts to get a lot cooler. It's these middle of the days when the sun's still up, it's been toasty, that's for sure. In the River Valley, we've got 90s for maybe another hour or so. And then we'll fall to the 80s, maybe 70s by 10 o'clock. Take us just a little bit longer. But tomorrow morning is going to be another mild start. Lots of sunshine headed out the door. Mostly sunny skies will warm up into the afternoon. 90s area-wide, north-south, maybe some mid-90s, especially along I-40. In fact, today we've been sitting next to 95 in Logan County. May hit that 95 in Clarksville. Tomorrow, cross over into Johnson County. But the 90s stick around for both Saturday and Sunday. Not a lot of clouds. I think we'll have some, but they're not big enough to really do anything. They're just kind of cute as they float by, not really impacting our weather at all. Above average temperatures sticking around all throughout the weekend. South winds out there. Nothing too crazy to stir the atmosphere, but just enough to keep the warm air coming on in. But the good news is that the high pressure that we've been noticing for a while, it's been sticking around for what, over a week now, is pushing on out. That allows our next front to come on in. In fact, it's been waiting along the west coast here for a while. It finally comes in. It's going to be a slow mover, though. And with such a slow progression, that may change our severe weather impacts. We may see a little bit more, just a lot of heavy rain as this comes in. We'll have more of that severe weather forecast as we go into next week. But tell you what, Wednesday into Thursday, rain starts to hit us. And then the cooler air moves in too. We're just cooler for Wednesday and Thursday, not necessarily because of the Canadian area, just because of the extra clouds and the rain that'll be out there. But then afterwards, we'll have that north wind for a couple days. It's going to feel a lot more like fall and a decent amount of rain. I mean, we're talking about maybe half inch, maybe even up to an inch, depending on where you live. So not bad, but that comes Wednesday, Thursday. Knocking down our temperatures, 70s back in the forecast for a while. Our average high this time of year, mid-70s. In fact, we go back to below average weather by the end of next week. Rain coming in the River Valley too. We're also going to go below average. We should be in the low 80s. We're nowhere near that today, that's for sure. 70s next week.
Yeah, you know who needs the rain the most is anybody upstream on the Mississippi River.
Yes.
Because of what's happening in New Orleans. Hopefully that'll happen in the next week or two.
No, probably, exactly.
Okay. All right, well, an artist in the UK setting an unusual goal. He says wants to paint a portrait